Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue with our Lagune and Kursbuch series. We will be seeing the second lesson today. But before seeing the second lesson in Lagune book, let us see some important topics and then continue. Okay. The first topic that we will be seeing today is the pronouns in German. As you can see in English, we have first person, second person and third person. The same in German we will have it. So first person singular, that is I, in German is ich. Ich means I. Whereas plural it is we, no? In English, in German it is wir. Similarly, second person singular is du. In English we have a single word, that is you, right? You is used in both formal and informal occasions. Whereas in German we have separate words for it. A informal you, that is the you that is being addressed to our close acquaintances or someone that you are very much comfortable with, is du. Whereas Z is used as a formal you, that is for your teachers, for your professors, for elders, etc. We will be using a Z. Okay. Whereas the same you all, informal will be ear, and you all formal, that is plural form of the singular you, is Z. Okay, you can see that is the same Z. Capital SIE, it's capital, you have to remember it. It's capital SIE, formal U, and it's a capital SIE. We will be having two more Z's. It will be initially a bit confusing, but trust me, as you get comfortable with the language, you will be in a position to identify and write the correct Z with a capitalization or not. Okay. Next is the third person, he, she and it. In German, he is er, she is sie, it is es. So it's er, sie, es. Whereas the plural they is sie. Here both she and they are z with a small s. So please write this table down 2-3 times so that you can remember it. So once you remember this table, it will be very comfortable and it will be very useful for you to understand the rest of the concepts. So it is ish, do, z, z, yes, wir, ihr, z, z. Okay, so this is the pronomen. Okay, pronomen means pronouns in German. Okay. Next topic that we are going to see today is the articles. So in English we have the definite article, indefinite article, right? So what is a definite article? A definite article is used when we are talking about a particular thing. So for example, in the instances where we will be using the word the is used when we are talking about a particular thing. For example, the house is blue. Here in this case we are talking about a particular house. That is why we are using the, right? In those cases we will be using the definite article the, and in German we have 3 to 4 types of the. Okay, we have already seen German has 3 genders, right? German language has 3 genders, masculine, neutrum and feminine, along with a plural for everything, right? So the masculine the is there, neutrum it is thus, feminine it is the, for plural it is also d. Okay, va? So what you have to remember is, you have to first remember the gender of a noun that you are reading. This is why I already said the gender of the noun is really important when you are learning a noun. Without knowing the gender of the noun, we can't do anything in the language. That's the thing. So seeing and remembering the gender of the noun, wherever we want to use the definite article, we will be using appropriately there, thus, the or the. Okay. So the bestimmten article is the definite article definition in German. The next we are going to see is the indefinite article. What is indefinite article? A or an in English. So in German we have ein for masculine nouns, ein for neutral nouns and eine for the feminine nouns. We don't have a plural form for the indefinite article. The indefinite article in German is the unbestimmten article. Okay. The next last column that we are going to see is the negative article. What is negative article? Simply the negation of the indefinite article. So it's not a, not an. Wherever we are going to use those, we are going to use a negative article here. It's the addition of the k in the indefinite article. So it's kind, kina, kina. Okay. So remember, whenever you are going to learn something in German, remember the gender of the noun. Depending on that, you can easily remember the articles, cases, everything which we will be discussing in the future. So for now, just remember this. Definitor article, that is the bestimmten article, it is there, thus, the. Unbestimmten article, the indefinitor article, it is eine. Then a negative article is the kind, keiner. Okay. So this is the thing about the articles. Next important concept that we will be seeing today is the conjunctions of the verbs. So in German we call it as the Konjugationen. So there are three types of verbs in German. The first type verb includes almost 85%, 80 to 85% of the verbs in German come under the first type. Okay, so a clue to identify these kind of verbs is the endings. The first type verbs generally end with a en. Okay, the second types of verbs, it has the 5% to 10% chances of the verbs being in the second type. So it ends with ten or den. With the endings we can mostly identify. Okay, the third type of verbs, this has the 10% of the verbs in German, we can say, and it also ends with the en. We can easily find the second type of verbs with the endings. Any verb ending with a ten or den comes under second type. The first and third type has the same ending, but trust me again, with some enough practice, you will be able to guess almost 90% correctly whether the verb is the first type or the third type. So for example, let us see what is this conjugation, how we will be doing. The first example, let us take common. Common is to come. Okay. So what we are going to do is this form, this form we call it as the infinite verb. That is the main verb without any changes made, is the root verb, main verb, infinite verb. So take that infinite verb, remove the last two, en, and here we get the stem verb which we call the stem verb, that is com. So common, removing en, we get com. This is the stem verb. So what you are going to do is, any verb you have to derive the stem verb. To that stem verb, we will be adding the conjugation endings. That's all. So the first type endings are e, st, t, en, t, en. And you have to remember this tabular column as I said before. First study this, understand this, memorize this, then come to this concept. So we will be having ish. For ish, I, the ending is e. For do, you, the ending with the root means stem verb will be st. RZS, he, she or it. For all the three cases, that is the third person, we will be having a common ending, that is t. Where it is common, like we will be adding a en. Here is you all, plural form of second person, we will be adding a t. And ZZ, for the third person plural, we will be adding a en. So memorize this ending and just add those ending appropriately to the root verb, like the stem verb. For example, for the word common, com is the stem verb and the word common means to come. So I'm going to add the appropriate endings. So com plus e becomes comma, ish comma, do comst, com plus st, rcs compt, com plus t, where common, com plus en, ear compt, com plus t, zz common, com plus en. So this is the thing. Ish comma, do comst, rcs compt, where common, ear compt, ZZ common. So in this way you have to understand this. Let's see the same example for the another verb, that is wohnen. Wohnen means to live. So the stem verb will be wohn minus en. So you have to remove the en here and we get wohn. So add these endings to the stem verb own. Ich wohne, du wohnst, es wohnt, wir wohnen, ihr wohnt, sie wohnen. Okay? I think you understood it. If you have any doubts, please ask me. For your practice, I have given you 4 more verbs. Just as we have discussed, remove the en, derive the stem verb and add the appropriate endings. Okay? So, please write the conjugations of these 4 verbs and memorize it. You can remember it this way: ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie, sie. Remember it in that order and just remember the endings and add it to the stem verb. That's all. Okay. So the first verb is gehen. Gehen is to go. Studieren. Studieren, which means to study. Fragen is to ask. Bleiben is to stay. Okay. Let us see the second conjugation. Second conjugation, second type conjugations have the ending similar to the first type, but in the do, RCS and then ear, we will be adding a E. So it is E, EST, ET, EN, ET, EN. So here also what we are going to do is, we are going to remove the en. We will be removing the en and deriving the stem verb, right? For the word arbeiten, which means to work, arbeit is the stem verb. So we will be adding the endings and we will be getting ich arbeite, du arbeitest, sie arbeitet, wir arbeiten, ihr arbeitet, sie arbeiten. And for the next verb, that is schaden. Schaden is to hit or to damage something. So the root verb here will be, yes, schad. Please repeat with me. Ich schade, du schadest, sie schadet, wir schaden, ihr schadet, sie schaden. So what I want you all to do is pause the video, try saying it on your own and writing it down. Similarly, what I want to do is memorize this fixed endings. It will be a bit confusing, but after writing it down 2-3 times, you will be remembering it. I want you to practice these 3 verbs: warten, antworten, raten. Warten is to wait, antworten is to answer, raten is to advice. So do the conjugation of these 3 verbs and practice. The third type of verbs is the a bit different one. So we have given, like I have given you these fixed endings, no, for the first type and second type. We don't have such endings, fixed endings in the third type. Third type, each verb will have a different kind of conjugation. Okay, so there won't be any common format. There won't be any specific rule saying this is what you have to add in ish form, in do form. You can't say anything. And the main important thing is, in the first and third type, difference is that in the third type verb conjugation, do and RCS form of verbs, the spelling will change. So the spelling itself changes. In third type, spelling will change. That is the important thing to remember. So we will see 2 important verbs for now, and then the rest of the verbs when we see, we will be discussing. Okay. So first is the Heisen. Heisen, if you can see, it's to be called as, what is the root verb here? Heis. But remember that root verb formula won't be working here. For in some cases it will be working, in some it won't. So for third type, don't think in that aspect of root verb, fixed endings and all. Just read it and memorize it as such. So ich heise, du heist, sie heist, wir heisen, ihr heist, sie heisen. Okay. So whenever you are going to write I in a sentence, when we are going to use ish in a sentence, you have to write heise, not heisen. Okay. So that is why this table, moreover the conjugation concept is important for us. In the sein thing, sein means to be. Ich bin, du bist, es bin, wir sind, ihr sind, sie sind. You can see in Heisen also somewhere there is something that is similar to the infinite form of the verb, but in the sein form the conjugation and the whole spellings are different. That's why I'm saying when you're approaching the third type of verb conjugations, don't have any fixed idea, just approach with a free mind and you will be able to understand it. Okay, so go through these concepts. If you have any doubt, please do ask me in the comment section, and please do share and subscribe to the channel. Also, regarding the second exercise, like the second lesson of Kursbuch, I'll be posting it in the next video. Okay, thank you.